India should pursue the lead offered by the US to end the deadlock over the Security Council's expansion. What is UNSC? What are permanent members? What are the reform issues associated with UNSC? Why India and Africa want UN Security Council reform? What India want in this regard? GS Paper 2, Important International Institutions, Agencies and Fora, their structure, mandate. What is the context about? Some recent statements of Nikki Haley, the U.S. permanent representative to the UN, suggest that America is keen in supporting India. But America's position clearly pointing out that it is favoring India's permanent membership without the power of the veto. The Indian government sources which responded to Ms. Haley took a combative position and stated that there was no change in India's stand, that it should have the same obligations, responsibilities and prerogatives as the existing permanent members of the Security Council. What is UNSC? The United Nations Security Council, UNSC, is one of the 6 principal organs of the United Nations and is charged with the maintenance of international peace and security. The Security Council held its first session on the 17th of January 1946. UNSC consists of 5 members, namely Russia, the United Kingdom, France, China, and the United States. It is the only UN body with the authority to issue binding resolutions to member states. What are permanent members? The 5 members are called permanent members of United Nations, UN. Their powers include the establishment of peacekeeping operations, the establishment of international sanctions, and the authorization of military action through Security Council resolutions. They also enjoy the right of veto power. What are the reform issues associated with UNSC? Some of the major reform issues in UNSC are: categories of membership, the question of the veto held by the 5 permanent members, regional representation, the size of an enlarged council and its working methods, and the Security Council General Assembly relationship. Why India and Africa want UN Security Council reform? The United Nations Security Council is like your ignorant and slightly racist uncle, born in a different time, and has not adapted to the multicultural world of today. But leaders of the up-and-coming nations want to change that. India represents 1/6 of the global population, yet has no permanent voice. African countries are treated like underdogs according to Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe. Developed and developing countries, both are playing major role in world economic growth. Then why the decision power be vested with 5 major countries only? That is why India and Africa must speak in one voice for reforms of the United Nations, including its Security Council. What India want in this regard? India needs the support of other countries, because as per the rule of UNSC, any reform of the Security Council would require the agreement of at least 2/3 of UN member states, and that of all the permanent members of the UNSC enjoying the veto right. So, that is why India needs a strong relation with other countries and a relation of friendship with permanent members of the United Nations.